Hello everyone and welcome to another Transformers review with me, XM Ferris. Today we're going to be taking a look at the brand new Netflix Transformers War For Cybertron Trilogy Bumblebee figure. This is brand new in the UK and I just picked mine up yesterday, so we're going to take a close look at him today. So as usual, we'll start off with the packaging, and if you've seen any of my previous reviews, you'll probably seen a similar packaging. It was pretty much the same on the repaint of Mirage. That's primarily white with red writing. Yeah, it looks quite nice. It's okay. I prefer the regular boxes. I think they look a lot nicer, but yeah, this is what it is. We've got some artwork of Bumblebee on this side. Yeah, I would have preferred him in a regular box to get the full colour artwork, because this washed out thing, yeah, it's not great, but you know, it's just a box. So on the back we've got product shots and the usual bump, and officially licensed by Volkswagen. Can't tell you how long I've been waiting to see that. Well, I mean, obviously it's been a few years now since the first masterpiece, but on a retail figure, fantastic. And on this side we've got a kind of a monochrome version of the Earthrise artwork that we see on the regular boxes. More bump on the bottom and just that same red on white at the top. Right, so that's it for the box. I will crack him open and we'll take a closer look at the figure. Okay, so here's everyone's favourite little bug out of his box, and yeah, he's a really nice little figure. But as usual, before we look at him in depth, let's have a look, see what he comes with. So we'll just move him over here. So obviously comes with his instructions, and they're just, you know, they're the same as they've been for a while really. He comes with another piece of Teletran 1, and I'm not sure which bits I have now, whether or not I can make up a convincing backdrop. Hopefully, but I'll have to dig them all out. I think I've only got 3, so maybe not. And this is the card that came in the box. It's basically just the image from the side. It's quite nice nonetheless. And if you've got any one of Cliff Jumper, Bug Bite or Hubcap, you'll have seen all these already. He comes with several parts to make up his gun. This, what is this, like a butt section? Yeah, that bit. These 2 pieces done in a nice silver, and these 2 pieces that stick out the side, or are his sleds. So yeah, I mean, it's basically the same stuff as we've seen 2 or 3 times now. But this is the main thing. This is what we've all bought this for. Oh yes. Oh, he's so cute. I was really worried I wasn't going to get one, so I was absolutely delighted that I managed to snag one, because I love Bumblebee. I even had a Beetle. My first car was a salmon pink Beetle. Don't ask. And I never actually got to drive it, because it needed a lot of work, and anyway, I never got to drive it. So one day I'm going to get a Beetle again, and I would love to paint it yellow and stick a big Autobot logo on the front, because this guy and Herbie, that's what got me into Beetles in the first place. But anyway, let's have a look at him. So it's getting close on his little face, and it's a nicely done face, nice silver there with some bright blue eyes. It's got it's not metal flake, it's more pearlescent, this paint job, which is quite nice. And he's got an Autobot logo down there on his foot. It's silver for the headlights. And there's the back. We'll take a closer look at that in Beetle mode. So yeah, he's really not much different from the other guys. The transformation is exactly the same. So I have to say, I think I think the transformation was originally for Bumblebee. I think he was supposed to maybe come out before the others. Definitely before Cliffjumper, I would have thought. Because this transformation is very reminiscent of the first Masterpiece figure, which I'll bring in a minute. But let's have a look at him with the others. So here's Cliffjumper. And here's Hubcap. And Hubcap is a much lighter yellow. It almost looks green on camera, but it's not. It is yellow. It's just very, very light. And let's move these back a little bit, and we can just stick Bug Bite in there. So yeah, these four all, pardon me, these four all share the exact same transformation. They're identical. So yeah, I think they've got their money's worth out of this now. Although I'm sure they'll find a way of maybe, I don't know, maybe they can swap some parts round, and we can have another Cliffjumper, you know, a red Beetle one, or even just a red repaint of Bumblebee, because I'll always buy those. So those are those guys. So here he is with the first Masterpiece figure. I don't have the second one because I would love one, but I absolutely hate what Takara did with their version. I have no intention of buying that. I think this is just the much better version. So yeah, as you can see, it's very similar. The feet transform pretty much the same way, and the panels there fold around the back. It's even the way they've got the backpack here. It's very, very similar. So I personally think that the mould that we've had so many repaints of was originally meant for Bumblebee, and for whatever reason this one's come out last. I really don't know, but yeah. Right, so yeah, there we go, that's comparisons. Let's have a look at the articulation. Like I say, it's exactly the same as the others, but we'll just quickly run through it anyway. His head and everything on this guy is really stiff. So his head does rotate, but it's really, really tight. Does have a little bit of side to side, not much. Tiny amount of up and down, nothing to write home about. His arms do go all the way around and in and out. He has elbow articulation, fist rotation, rotation at the waist, can kick out that far, back that far, out to the side, can do a full splits, does have upper thigh rotation, knee bend, and a tilt at the ankle, but no rotation. So like I say, just like the others. So there you go. Right, let's pop him into his Beetle mode. Right, so this is quite stiff in parts, so let's see how we go with this. So you just need to take this back piece off, and we'll come back to that in a bit. You need to untab these pieces at the bottom, which will become the doors, like so. Flip these up, and then flip out the wheel, like so. And you rotate him at the waist, and then you flip down the chest piece, flip this front bonnet section up. Well, technically it's the boot on this, but just leave that down there for a minute because I'm going to get to that in a minute. And then you need to flip the arms out, and then you need to clip the legs together, and then you just flip this whole thing over at this joint here. And I always seem to manage to do this the wrong way around. but it all goes in the end. So you end up with something that looks like that. And then you just straighten all these panels up at the back. And this is where I have a slight issue with mine. I don't know if you can see here. This tab here is supposed to go behind this part of the front bonnet dash boot section. But you have to flex it, at least on mine I do. It doesn't seem to fit properly. So you need to push that all the way up. It doesn't really come together until you've got everything in place. And then I've had to sort of push it like that, flex that bit of plastic to get it in behind there. So, and with this being clear plastic as well, it's just over painted. That is slightly concerning. Anyway, back to the back. Which I should have done before I did that. Flip the arms in so they're like that. And have that piece pop out again. Fold the arms up this way. You can leave the hands that way. I don't think it really makes much difference. And then make sure everything's tabbed in underneath. And then you take this piece. Fold this up. I'm going to try not to fold it too far up because I have trouble getting it out again. And then these two go into the hands here, like so. And this is a very tight bit as well. And then that whole thing clips on like so, and you just push everything together and hope that it holds. There you go. And you should end up with something like that. One teeny wee little Bumblebee. Yeah, I mean, it's Bumblebee. It looks like Bumblebee. It's the right colour. So yeah, it's good. It's a nice little figure. I'm really happy that I've got one. So let's have a look what we've got here now. And it's pretty much the same as before. You know, it's just the bit that were feet. You can see there. There is a nice little silver Volkswagen logo moulded and painted here, which is lovely. There's also Volkswagen logos, I don't know if you can see, just, there you go, on the hubcaps, which is great. Really love seeing all this VW branding. I've only ever bought VWs actually. I do love VWs, best cars in the world. Yeah. Mine's got a bit of stuff going on there. I don't know if that's paint chipping or what, but just noticed that. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, there's a little bit of silver on the door handles as well. And there's some red paint on the tail lights. The rear bumper is soft plastic. The front one is hard. So. And there's some silver on the windscreen wipers as well. So it's a really nice little Beetle mode. Does look really good. So let's just put him there. And let's bring in the others for a comparison. Right, let's start with the mould mates. Well, more or less. So let's bring in hubcap again. Bug bite. And of course cliff jumper. So yeah, they look pretty good together. So these guys are a Porsche 924, I think it was. So yeah, the Beetle looks okay. Yeah, it looks good. Looks all right together. You can actually, I'll just flip them over. You can see here that they're pretty much identical underneath. The wheelbase is exactly the same length, which leads me to think that this should have come out first, because it seems to me like it fits the mould better. Oop, chucking them about now. So, yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It doesn't quite want to fit together properly. That is my only issue with this. Yeah. Just not quite. Anyway, let's have a look now then with the masterpiece. Yeah, they look good together. They look quite nice. Yep. And there's the Bumblebee movie studio series. I actually have another one of these. I have the proper yellow coloured one that I got in a lot that I bought with a bunch of other stuff, but doesn't have a head. It's got missing the faceplate, so it looks really creepy. So this is the special edition one. It's slightly smaller. And here's the Bumblebee movie masterpiece. So you can see how that works out. I mean, I imagine that most people have these on different shelves anyway. I don't know, what's your setup? I usually like to keep mine together in the series that they're released in, so, you know, like Bumblebee movie, and this will be on my Generation shelf for the War For Cybertron Trilogy. So how do you display yours? I'd really be interested to know. Put a comment down below if you feel like sharing. So yeah, I guess that's about it really. Overall, I'm really happy that I have one. I would like it if these pieces actually fit together so there weren't massive gaping holes everywhere. That's a bit of a bummer. But overall, I mean, it's just like here, it doesn't want to sit together. But he's going to be in robot mode anyway most of the time, so I don't have a huge issue with that. But yeah, he's nice. I'm glad that I have him. You know, like I said at the top of the video, Bumblebee's one of my favourites anyway, so I would have hated not to have had him. So, right, well I think that's it for this one. Again, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Feel free to leave me some comments. I always like to hear back from people. Yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.
fingers on plastic.